Hey everybody, Mr. Vloxel here, and the previous video we showed you how to start up your own Garry's Mod dedicated server from home on your PC. This video we're going to be showing you how to add the ULX admin that I was showing in the previous video towards the end. If you don't know what ULX admin is, it's basically administrative commands and a little dashboard that you can access in-game. It adds a ton of commands, user management, it's group management. You can modify some server settings. It's very open, and there's even other additions that you can get for ULX online to add to that. But today we're just going to be showing you how to add ULX admin into your server and how to add yourself as admin, maybe make a few changes, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is you're going to want to find your main server folder that we created before, and you want to make sure that your server's not running right now. Now we're going to go online, and we're going to type ULX gmod. If you go down here, look for GitHub, and it'll say Team Ulysses. I think that's how you say his name. I probably butchered that, and I apologize. You're going to want to click on that link. Now, you're going to want to make sure that it says ULX up here. Once that's all correct, you're going to go over here to where it says code. Click that, and then you're going to download zip. These are very small files, so they don't take long at all to download. After you download that one, you're going to scroll down a little bit here to where it says requirements. And you're going to want to click on ULIB that's in blue right here. This is what's needed in order for ULX to run. It's the library of the whole thing. Now, you're going to do the same thing. Go into code, and you're going to download zip. Once these are done, we can go ahead and close out of Chrome or whatever browser you're using. And we're going to go into our downloads folder. Now you should have these downloaded here. And you're going to want to open, doesn't matter which one you open first. You're going to click on one of them, and there's going to be another folder in that. You're going to want to drag that to your desktop. And it'll transfer that over. And you're going to do that for both ULX and ULIB. Once that's done, we're going to go back into our servers folder, into Gmod, and we're going to look for Garry's mod folder. You're going to click that. You're going to go into add-ons, and this is going to be where you actually add these folders into. Now, I've already added them, but I'm going to actually go in here and delete my data folder so that there is nothing in there. So it's basically a fresh copy of ULX and ULIB. Once you get those in your folder, you're going to start your server. We're going to wait for that to start. While that's starting, we're going to go ahead and head over to Garry's mod. And we're going to wait for this server to start up, which should be there fairly soon. Because there's nothing else in the server, so it shouldn't take long at all to start up. Go ahead and hit join server. It's going to retrieve server info, and it's going to put us in the server. Now, when you add ULX and ULIB in, you're going to get this board right here, and this is called the MOTD, which is the message of the day. And you can modify this in ULX. But before we go anywhere farther, we're going to have to log into our Archon. And we can do this by typing Archon and password. And we're going to enter our Archon password. Now we're going to type Archon, ULX, add user, and you're going to type your game name. And then you're going to want to put super admin and then hit enter. This is going to add you into the super admin group so you can access the full menu in ULX. Now, to access ULX's menu, you're going to want to open your chat, type !menu, and hit enter. It's going to show you the full amount of commands that you have with ULX, and so you can browse around in it. You can mess with a couple of these commands. If you have somebody on your server, you can mess with them. Like, I can blind myself for, say, 5 seconds. But it's not going to be that right, because... Oh, never mind. That's not seconds, that's the actual blindness. So if you hit blind, you'll get a bright screen, and unblind gets rid of it. If we freeze myself, if I close out of here, I can't move. I'm hitting my space bar, moving around. You can slap. Can slay, silence slay. Strip is to remove all weapons, like that. You can whip. And it'll basically just smack you around for a while, or you can set the amount of damage. Like so. You got your Archon right here. You're already logged into Archon. You can use this right here. You got your teleport options. You can bring, go to, return, send, and teleport. User management. This is, you can add a group. Add user ID to a certain group. And so on. These are pretty much self-explanatory. Each and every one of these normally has a description. Like this one, for instance, is removes the group, use with caution. The only reason that says that, because if you're super admin and you remove super admin and you hit ULX remove group, it'll remove that group. And then in order to actually add a group, you're going to have to go through the actual server console, or you're going to have to go into that data folder that was in earlier, delete the data, restart, and reconfigure your entire ULX. Go up here, you got groups, and you can see my name is in the super admin. You can change me to whatever. You go to operator. Never really found a use for operator. You go in that drop down, you manage groups. You can create a group. So like, say we wanted to make one that was for the owner. Well, owner is supposed to have all the permissions. So we're going to inherit from super admin. And can target. Now this is for, like, if you have a super admin, say they're making or doing commands and you don't want them to use those commands on you. So like, they can't jail you, they can't kill you, slap you, whatever. This is how they can't target you. And basically what you're going to do is exclamation mark, or sorry, I'm in the wrong one. In super admin, you're going to do exclamation mark percentage and then type owner and then update. Now we're going to go up here to the name. We're going to type owner and inherits from super admin. And then we're just going to clear that out. Then we'll hit create new. And there you go. You have an owner group for you. So now if we go to owner, we can add and add ourselves into owner. The next you can manage permissions of every single one. If you right click on it and it's grayed out like this, that means a lower access has access to these. So like, these are probably, yeah, revoke access from user. So these are simple commands, so most of that stuff is fine. But like say the JLTP, you can revoke it for admin and make it only for super admin or owner and so on. This stuff you'll have to mess with because it does take a little bit to get used to. Um, like for instance, super admin, in my opinion, shouldn't be able to access the groups or change groups or remove people from groups. So we're gonna revoke or grant access at owner level to all of these. Like so. I missed one. And we're gonna go into the super admin tab and we're gonna uncheck these from all of the super admin. So that way, whoever you add as super admin cannot modify the amount of groups or anything like that. And they can't modify the permissions and so on. Go up to the next one. This is map voting. So whatever maps you have on your server, this is a way for everybody to vote. Any user can access this unless you go into the groups thing and say you don't want users to be able to vote for it. So you go into user and then I believe it's in voting. Yes. And you can actually revoke vote map. So that way if they go in here they can't vote map, and that's a good thing to turn off if you have like a dark RP server or a specific server where you have a specific map that you don't want anything changed and it's specifically supposed to stay that map. You turn that off so they can't change it. If we go into the next setting, we have this. We have sandbox server and client. So if you go to sandbox, this is all the settings, kind of like I covered in the last video in the server.cofg file. This is for like the max amount of items you can have in the game, or each player can spawn. So like max balloons, 16 per person, 10 per person, dynamite, all this stuff. That's the max each player can spawn. If you go over here, you have more options. Uh, Please keep in mind that if you do make modifications in here, if your server shuts down and restarts, none of this stuff saves. The only reason you get any of this to save if you put it in the server.cog file. That's the only way. This is for like quick modifications, like if somebody's really messing up, you can zip that down to 0. Or if you want to mess around, zip it up to 1,000. But anytime you restart the server, none of this stuff actually saves. But you have more options like players have God mode, give weapons on spawn. If you click that off and a player spawns in, they won't have their weapons. Still have the fizz gun and, like the tool gun and so on, but like the handgun, the SMG, the rocket launcher, crossbow, that won't spawn in their inventory. And then you have all these other ones and so on, like how far you want to teleport from said player, max prop speeds, angler speed, and so on. Yeah, it says down here, sandbox settings are provided for convenience and are not saved after the server restarts or crashes. So there's that. If you go up here in the server, you have obviously the vote maps thing. If you do have that still available, you can adjust it. So like ratio of votes needed to accept the map change. Usually I'll do like 60%. So that way if you have 5 players, or like say you have 6 players and they vote 3 on 3, it cancels it out. It has to be either 4 to 6 or sorry, 4 and 2, 5-1. Adverts, if you didn't see it, oh, right here. These are actually the adverts when it comes right here. You can change these. Usually what I'll do is I'll remove both of these and I create my own. So like say you want welcome to Voxel's her. Wow, I cannot type. Joining. And then you can select the time. This is the amount of seconds it takes to repeat it. So you can set this all the way down to 1 second and it'll go off every second, like so. Now, if you display in center, uh, there's another way to do it. There's a way to get it down here. I don't remember. But yeah, we'll change that up so it's not going nuts. Band message. This is basically however you want it. Me, normally, I'll keep it the same, or sometimes I'll add things. If you click the drop box down here, you can add all these ones. So, like, there's already reason and time left. But say, like, you have forums and you want them to provide their Steam ID if they're trying to get an appeal, put Steam ID right there. And that'll show their Steam ID. You can do band by, which normally I put on the top. And can, you know, like so. You can do really whatever you want with this. You can organize it how you want, add whatever you want. Then when I save it, you hit save, and you can preview it too. And this is the way the message will show up when a player gets banned. The next one, commands and echoes. Normally I keep this the same. I don't mess with that. This is the welcome message that'll pop up. Gimps. This one, if you, I want to say it's the gag command, but when they try to text in chat, it won't send what they actually sent in chat. It'll send one of these. So you can have some fun with those. Kick ban reasons. These are pretty self-explanatory. These are the reasons for if you kick or ban. So you can add them. You can move them. You can do whatever with those. ULX logs. These pretty much save to the server file list. The MOTD. That was this. You can customize this multiple different ways. You can remove the sections. They're very customizable. I've seen people put websites in and so on. Like you have local files, URL, and so on, like so. If you want, .com, and you can actually use the search engine. So like that. I think it's actually, I want to say it's Bing based, but I'm not too sure. But that's what you can do with that. Vote map list, player vote map settings. You can also disable it right here. I forgot about that one. Reserve slots. This is an important one. Like, say if you have a fairly populated server, you can set this to whatever number you want. But keep in mind, say like if you made this a 16-person server, 32, 128, how many you add into this is actually going to limit that. So if you have a 128 server and you put number of reserve slots as 10, there's only going to be 118 slots available. There's also another setting too. I don't remember where it is, but if, oh yeah, right here. admin kick newest player. Or admin don't fill slots, admin fill slots, and so on. If you have it as that, the person that just joined, admin joins and the server's full, it'll kick that person. People don't tend to like that one, so I just do admin fill slots and then set it to like 4. That way, an admin always has a spot for the most part, or there's always an admin available. Vote kick, vote ban. I usually disable this feature in the group permissions and such, just because, well, sometimes, depending on how you set it up, you can set it up to either where players can create a vote kick and admins can do a vote ban, but it all depends on how you set it up. I usually don't mess with it because 9 times out of 10, I always have an admin online, so they can usually take care of it without having to do the whole voting system, because then you get people that are wrongfully kicked or banned and drama starts and then you got issues and so on. And what else do we got here? Oh, bans. This is a list of all the bans that you have on your server. You can do permaban show, hide, or only show, incomplete. Filter bans are loaded by ULB but do not have any metadata associated. So I'm guessing they start, if like somebody starts making a ban log and they don't finish it, it just hides in there. So you can sort it by Steam ID, admin, reason, unban, date, ban length, name, date, so on. Or you can search their name. But yeah, that's ULX. It's pretty easy to use. You guys have any more questions on how ULX actually works, or more in depth, or like if you need help setting up, I am more than happy to attempt to help set it up with you. If I am available, I can always join the server and help you configure that. And because I've probably used ULX since the day it came out, and I've always been impressed with how well they keep it updated and how well it runs. I've never had an issue with ULX. Um, I know there's a couple other ones out there. I'm not talking down on them or anything, but ULX, in my opinion, is probably the most in-depth but user-friendly admin user interface, and it does have a lot of options. And like I said, you can also get external commands or make your own commands even that do certain things, and it's just amazing on how well this mod actually works with Gmod and how easy it is to operate it. But that's just, my opinion and everything on how well it is. So, yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions or comments and such, I'm more than happy to answer them. I'm always willing to help and try to better the community and do my best what I can to help everybody. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Thank you, everybody, and y'all have a wonderful evening.